Welcome to the dive. Merry Christmas. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I messed up. There, I left out the I. UN. We'll just do the UN. Why not? All right. You ready? Are you ready, Biz? What? I couldn't hear you. What now? Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you, my... Well, are you going to be polite? Are you... Is it the one day of the year, Christmas? Oh, I see what's going on. I see right through you, buddy. I see right through you. You're wanting Christmas presents. Well, of course everybody likes Christmas. We'll argue after the show, like we always do, okay? Just chill out. We'll argue after the show. Okay. Welcome to the Red Pill to Pay the Bills Christmas special. I'm just kidding. Well, everything I'm doing is like Christmas themed anyway. I could play Christmas music. I'm just not that cheesy. Actually, I'm going to do it here in a little bit. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Okay. I got to stop doing that while I got this camera angle because you can see me pressing Busy's buttons. It destroys the illusion. How's it going, guys? Merry Christmas. I know it's Christmas Eve. Everybody's busy. I didn't even think I'd do a show tonight because I know it's Christmas Eve, man. Everybody's with their family. And they're busy, but we just got done doing, oh man, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm about to eat some pot roast. You guys got me. Last time we went live, you guys were bugging the hell out of me about pot roast. For some reason, we were having this discussion. I think 90 Kid was saying that he can't eat pot roast because he got sick from it one year. Now every time he smells it, it makes him sick. And we were all like, bro, pot roast is the best thing ever. So you know what I went out and bought today? Oh yeah, and I'm eating a little bit of it right after this show, with some Hawaiian rolls. Yeah, I got some vegetables, man. I'm not even gonna. I'm making myself hungry. I might even eat a little bit of bread. I'm just kidding, Busy. I'm not. Don't worry. I've only made that mistake once. For those of you that haven't been here a while, one time while I was live, I bit Busy's ass off. He is a piece of bread. I had butter. I wasn't trying to be weird. Okay, so tonight, I've got so many stories I've been saving up because I haven't been going live like I usually do. Every night I go live. If you're not used to my show or, you know, if it's the first time you're here, I doubt it. We've got Red Pill to Pay the Bills that we're doing tonight. We're doing a live dive. We're doing crowdsourced criminals or stupid criminals. Which is it, mister? Hello? He's not paying attention. We're going to do either crowdsourced criminals or stupid criminals. I think it's stupid criminals just because I got like 90 of them. And if I don't do them, I'm just going to lose them. But damn, are they good. I flashed a few of them across the screen. I think I flashed that one where this dude goes to rob a store. And we've got the whole thing recorded. He goes to rob a store. He's pulling out his gun. And his gun like flies over and the clerk grabs it. The clerk's like, wha-ching! Just grabs that sucker. But that's after, what did I do? What do I got going on first here? I got some stuff to talk about first. Let's see. Oh, viewer questions. So, you know what, man? Every time I get a little bit, you know, every time I lose faith in logic and reason, even though I don't think we should be extremely skeptical all the time, I do think things need to be debated and talked about, especially if there's a glaring problem. I don't know how many of you guys wrote me after I did my last live stream. The last live stream I did, I was showing you the police sketches that a lot of YouTubers say are John Podesta and Tony Podesta. And I provided you 100% evidence that it could not be them. And that it's just kind of like one of those weird things when something pops off and all these people are researching, they can grab a non-fact and take it too far. Well, I'm not trying to rehash everything, but if you did watch that show, if you didn't, it's on the channel. It's the last live stream we did, but I had so many people write me literally to say, you know what, thank you, because they've thought the same thing the whole time. A lot of people out there didn't trust YouTubers, just like I didn't. Everybody looks at me like I'm a YouTuber and shit because I have YouTube channels and that's what I do all day. I get it. I'm not mad, but I am a viewer, you know? I mean, I haven't been on YouTube the whole time YouTube's been here. I've only been here for a few years. And, you know, even when I don't pay too much attention to something, when a glaring fact sticks out, you know, I think that we should all be I think our community should be open enough to talk about it. Hey, Thomas Lee, man, thanks for joining the fam. Appreciate you, man. Definitely. If you want to join our channel, it's next to the subscribe button. If you do join, it helps us out so much. But you'll get to come to like private live streams. I do like private live stream chats where I turn off the chat and I just let members chat. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome to. If you can't though, it's okay, no pressure. Also, we have a PayPal link. I should mention this. I am running a show that I never mention my pay links anymore because I'm stupid. I have a PayPal link. If you do like what we if you like what we if you like what we do around here, the pay links are important. The Patreon page is important. You know, I wanted to use SubscriberStar, and that's something we're going to talk about tonight. There it is. I member. Thomas Lee members. Can you guys hear it? It's saying, I member. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate you. There's a huge issue with SubscriberStar and Patreon, but I'm not going to go into it really deep. I just want to make sure you're caught up on it, because a lot of people out there want to just talk about it and say, oh, poor YouTubers. But, guys, think about this. This is the problem. When YouTubers got kicked off of Patreon, Patreon lost some like 30% of all their customers, right? And just recently from some mistakes they've made, kicking people that should not have been kicked. And when they kicked those people, they made admissions that they're watching you everywhere on the internet. They're not just Now, they, ironically, a year before had said that they are just a payment processing center. They're not there to watch you, and you don't host videos there, so they don't watch you. And they literally have the owner of Patreon doing interviews saying, yeah, we're not going to police you. It's okay. As soon as their platform gets big, gets accepted in. Now, there's been a development, and I talked about this before, but I don't know if I was articulate enough. And, you know, hey, I'm just a dude doing a live show. Live shows, I don't get to edit. So there's a guy who actually had a conversation with Patreon, one of their representatives, and she admitted basically that it was pressure from the payment centers. The payments, she's acting like we have to comply with the payment centers, so we can't have Sargon on here because he did something. We can't have that other person here because they did something. Well, guess what happened as soon as those guys went to SubscribeStar? All of the payment processors pulled out of SubscribeStar and it shut down. So everybody out there, and there was a million of you, not my followers. I know my followers are more meta than this. There was a million people out there saying, look, if you guys got kicked off Patreon, just make your own. They won't let us. It's literally MasterCard, Visa, PayPal saying, if you're going to make a payment center, you're either going to police that website to our political standard, or we're not going to process your payments. So now we know what is behind this. And it's scary. This is, and I've said this too much, I think. I think that's one problem we make as YouTubers. We say things too much, right? And I've made so many videos on my main channel about 1984 and how crazy, because I do a lot of prediction stuff. Like one of my new videos is where a man writes a book 10 years before the Titanic sinks and literally gets every single scenario right and didn't even mean to. And he named the ship in the book the Titan. Tell me that's not crazy. 1984, though, by George Orwell is turning out to be an exact description of our times. You literally have the thought police policing what we can say. If we want to exist here on these platforms, we must censor ourselves heavily. And that was what the internet was supposed to not be. The internet was like, look, you want to go brave the internet. Hey, you live in a free country, go brave it. You're not going to have all the, if you want something policed, you better be watching that television. And now we find out there is something. There's something there, man. They don't want certain types of thought spread around. And it's the weirdest kind, because you literally have Okay, so Sargon got kicked for using the N-word on a stream off his own channel, away from his Patreon patrons. Nothing to do with Patreon. Complete like other stream. He's getting harassed, and he called neo-Nazis, admitted neo-Nazis, the N-word. Well, doing a basic search on Patreon found like 9 or 15, I forget, pages of accounts using the N-word. So it's a double standard. So what's the difference? Many people are going to say, well, if they're going to kick Sargon for saying it, then why in the world aren't they policing the rest of them? Well, there's a good question. It's because it's about a political standard. Once again, I'm running off at the mouth, and I don't want to do that tonight because I got a lot of good stuff to show you. I doubt our audience will be here. It's Christmas Eve. Everybody's with their family, and we have about, oh man, it's 7. I'm on early tonight too, so I don't usually get that big of an audience if I go early. Okay, it's 7 now, and I'm probably not going to go beyond 8:30 or 9 because I have to stop the minute I get a phone call and I find out we're going to do something. I just don't know when, but we got about an hour. So let's do this show because I missed you guys. I want to stream with you. And tomorrow, don't be surprised if I don't stream, but don't be shocked if I do or upload something. I do have some clips ready for tomorrow, too. We're also going to talk about Joe from the Carolinas, his battle with... What's that dude's name, man? I always forget when I'm not paying attention. His battle... Hey, Rachel, what's that guy's name? Not Sather, the other one. What's that guy's name? Not Sather, the one that was, like, calling Sather's job. David Wilcock. Oh, Corey Good. We're gonna talk about Joe from the Carolinas, David Wilcock, and Corey Good, because my voice is not that big on YouTube. I have an audience over here on this channel from anywhere between like 1,000 viewers on a show to 10,000 viewers on a show. I want to take this topic to my main channel sometime in the next few weeks. I'm just going to let you know it's going there so that it can get out to more people. But I'm gonna at least wait until I've done some stuff there. I've only done like 3 videos since I started posting on my main channel again. So I'm gonna get, you know, I'm gonna post there regularly before, and then I'm gonna be talking about this for a while because I think that what a lot of people don't get about what I'm doing, these things I'm showing you, like the Patreon thing, like certain creators having an issue. If you think they're not going to come after you next, you're wrong, by the way. If you're ignoring the whole, if your favorite YouTuber or you as a YouTuber, if you think they're not going to come after you next, if we just sit idly by while people are censored like this, you're dead wrong. They're eventually going to come for you anytime. But, you know, we all have to stand up and figure this out. They literally have to do something soon to figure this out. Either another platform where we can actually have a search engine so people can find our work, because there's no video hosting platform out there with a search engine right now, if you didn't know. And either that or YouTube's gonna have to be direct with us. And one thing I've heard creators say, so I can get off this subject, all they want is for YouTube to tell them what they can and can't do. That's it. Even if they did, though, you know, there'd be a massive amount of people who still did what they weren't supposed to do and then didn't get censored. That's another thing we'll have to talk about, but I'm going to be saving a lot of that for January's Red Pill to pay the bills, and my God, do I have a lot of material for it. You are going to freaking... Ooh, I don't even want to talk about it. I've got so much good Red Pill to pay the bills coming in January. So many scammers are getting busted. I can't wait. Let's get into this show. Let's get this done. Anyway, so I'm going to hit you with some of these. I don't even have it pulled up. What am I doing? I'm going to hit you with some articles. We're going to jump over to questions people have sent me in my email. And then I'm going to go to the live chat. And we're going to do stupid criminals and get out of here. So thanks for coming. It is December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2018. And it's a live dive. I'm going to close Santa getting arrested, but remember that. I just want you to see this one and remember it for here in a few minutes. So we're going to start off with the U.S. passing National Quantum Initiative Act, providing $1.2 billion in funding for quantum computing research. And some of you have seen some stuff that I've done on quantum computers, but if you haven't looked into quantum computers, I very much suggest that you do. Because if you think the computers that we have now are fast, and they have to be, look what I'm doing with them right now, man. This is kind of heavy to push a live stream like this live, right? And you've seen the video games that I play. They mimic reality. They literally could be mistaken for reality, some video games, okay? Think about taking a computer and multiplying it by millions, okay? Multiplying it by itself many times, you get me? Quantum computing is a scary thing as much as it is the next wave. It's like the next step for humanity. If you think we made a big jump since 50 years ago to now with technology, if you think we've made a big jump in the last 30 years when it comes to computers, that will be nothing if they do succeed to make quantum computers affordable in every household and make people, you know, basically these computers will be gone. You won't even be able to, they won't even function. Quantum computing, you know, it all bases on a 0 and a 1 on a bit, right? Imagine taking each bit and doubling it with another number. So instead of 2 numbers, you've got 2 more, and then you've got 2 that are superimposed. And it sounds crazy and it's hard to understand, so I've given a detailed explanation before, so I'm not going to right now. But there are some fears. Because if you remember, I showed you on a few of the videos that I did on my main channel that actually got views in the beginning was me showing you where Geordie Rose and other people that developed the quantum computer, and this is not a conspiracy and it's not me being crazy. This is literally what they said. They said that quantum computers reach through dimensions. Another statement is that quantum computers can connect with computers in other dimensions and help compute calculations. And another one is that they will be able to communicate between dimensions with quantum computers. And these are quotes that I have video recordings for. This isn't conspiracy theory. A lot of people for the last couple years on YouTube have been trying to break it down. Like, what did he mean? Did he literally mean like multiple universe dimensions? Or is he meaning just like dimensions in physics that basically are just a part of nature that we don't understand without taking courses or something? Like, what is he trying to say? So there have been a lot of conspiracy theories pop up and a lot of discussion about it. 1.2 billion from Donald Trump on Friday. Signed legislation ramping up quantum computing research and development. The National Quantum Initiative authorizes 1.2 billion for 5 years for federal activities aimed at boosting the investment in the quantum information science, or QIS, and supporting a quantum smart workforce. The law also establishes a National Quantum Coordination Office, calls for the development of a 5-year strategic plan, and establishes an advisory committee to advise the White House on issues relating to quantum computing. Now, I'm done with that. I hate reading articles. I only do it when I have to. I just wanted to let you know what's going on. The next step is coming. Now that many people can apply for grants to do research on this, you know it's going to happen. And people are going to want to make breakthroughs so that they can have businesses and become millionaires themselves off of what they learn. Any new major discovery or new advancement comes with new companies, and that's what a lot of people are going to be jumping for. It's going to push innovation. It's going to bring the quantum computer to the front line. We already know that NASA, that Harvard, that I could name a bunch of different places, but CERN, IBM, Microsoft, IBM, what is this, the 80s? Where's IBM been? But anyway, those are all places with quantum computers. All I want to talk about before I move on, if you didn't know, there are fears. The fears basically are that if you thought that artificial intelligence was advanced right now, imagine that with a quantum computer, the scary thing is, not only would an error-correcting piece of code or artificial intelligence, not only would it be able to think for itself, correct its own programming, reprogram itself to make itself smarter, but since it can run so fast, it could do it all within a second. It could crunch thousands of years of our supercomputers from today in mere seconds. So people fear that if you give an AI that much power and the ability to compute that fast, they worry that eventually that computer will reach a singularity faster than ever possible now. See, You've watched Terminator, you've seen The Matrix, basically science fiction where computers gain sentience, they hit the singularity, they hit the point where they can think for themselves, right? And they start messing with humanity. They eventually look at humanity as a commodity, as a dangerous commodity, because we are dangerous. We do stupid things. We fight, we war, we kill. And the computers determine that we are not viable and try to destroy us. And the singularity was never a fear with these types of computers because they think relatively slow. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to get you scared. I'm just talking about a real discussion that's being, that people are discussing. A real thing that people are discussing right now is if you give computers that much power, let them correct their own code, you never know how fast they'll hit it. They could literally hit it in a second right after you give it to them. So I just wanted to bring that up. Although I would be remiss to not remember to tell you that some people think that it would be, a lot of scientists think, that it would be impossible for computers to hit a singularity. Of course, I have to add that in, or else I'll get ridiculed in my tweets and comments later. I know, I got it. I'm just bringing up the dangers, okay? I didn't feel like bringing up the counterpoints to the dangers. Okay, you got me, you got me. Okay. So, as some of you know, I don't believe in QAnon. No, I don't. Well, I do. I believe he's a couple YouTuber trolls that are hiding out, feeding themselves content through 8chan. Well, there's a popular Reddit board that's gaining more and more and more momentum right now called the Q Cult. And they post funny things that have to do with Q. One of the funny things that I saw posted on the Q Cult when I went to Reddit, it was on my front page of Reddit, or else I probably wouldn't bring it up tonight. One of the funny things was a Q Christmas, and a man decided to take what they'd posted and analyze it and post it on Reddit so that everybody could talk about it. Let me hit you with it, because it's funny. So this Reddit post links to a Vote article, and oh, busy. Fix that before I break you, squeeze you till the crumbs start falling everywhere. I'll do it. I am not violent. I was joking. It's a Christmas joke. Crumbs are Christmassy. Okay, so this Reddit post originally posted in the Q Cult links to a Vote article. So I'll close. Oh shit! No, I don't want to close that. Let me reopen it. Okay, I got it back open. So it posted this article on Vote, which Vote is an uncensored form of Reddit. A Q Christmas by The Awakening, or no, I'm sorry, by Truth Journey. Aw snap, this user didn't write their bio. Who would have thought? Yesterday, after most of the family arrived here in the city for the Christmas holiday, we gathered to spread the word. Over the year... I can't say this one. Over the year, we'd purchased some cheap netted Christmas stockings and filled them with expensive Q gifts. A Q mug, a Q shirt, and a Q hat. They had to buy cheap stockings because they spent all their money on the Q hats, mugs, and shirts. With some candy, and here's the kicker, some facts. Basically, it was stockings full of Q propaganda. Okay, we dressed in our Q gear, I'm not making this up, and took to the streets to hand them out. We greeted people at the airport, stopped in store parking lots, and hit a few bars. Most people were excited and receptive to what we had to say. Some were suffering from serious Trump derangement syndrome. But in all, we gave away 600 stockings. 600! And had a really good time. Okay, they gave away 600 stockings. Now, each of these stockings had a Q shirt, which if you look online, and I'm not going to pull it up, but I look, they're usually about 20 to 30 bucks. 600 Q shirts, 600 Q hats, which range anywhere from $20 to $28, and a Q mug, which some of them were like 12, but others were 20. Now, they say they gave out 600 stockings. Now, I know, though, that we're talking about a QAnon Reddit poster on Vote. So maybe there was only like 10 stockings, maybe 100. I don't know. You got to use your discernment. But so here's what they had to say on his post. Then we're going to look at what they had to say on Reddit, on the Q cult. Great idea, Patriot. Thank you. Red pilling the public can be challenging. We were asked to leave the airport. We wanted to hit CNN, but figured we would all go to jail. Somebody, oh shit! Look at this. I didn't read this earlier. Q is bullshit. Are you, I got it. I can't upvote him. I don't log in here. Are you people still going on about Q? Really? How many times have things not gone your way? And how many times have you moved the goalpost? Oh, well, at least you guys are good for entertainment. Link. And someone else responded, it's like people who are raised since infancy to believe things based solely on faith, aka it feels good to believe such a thing, will believe pretty much anything. If there's anything enjoyable about this, it's got to be watching elites lose some control of their long entrenched means. Chaotic mindsets sweep through the populace. So basically, I didn't know this. I thought there was just a few positive posts on Vote, but Vote's not censorable, at least that I know. Who knows? Maybe it is. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. But they're even getting a little bit of opposition on Vote. So let's jump over to Reddit right here at the Q Cult headquarters. So this is where they all post all the funky things that people do that have to do with Q. And here's what people had to say. Oh my God, what's happening? It's okay, honey. Just smile and nod. They're acting like they just ran into them. And back away slowly. Most people were excited and receptive, aka people feigning politeness out of a fear of being approached by a cult member. Hell, I'd smile and say thanks too if a stranger came up to me and handed me batshit crazy cult propaganda. And then somebody said this. Assuming this is true, which I sincerely doubt, how much money did they spend on this insane bullshit? 600 stockings? If it is true, my guess is about $60 worth of Q merchandise times 600. Now, isn't that 3,600? Right? 6 times 6 is 36 with 2 zeros. No, it's 3 zeros. Let me get the quackometer. No, 600 times 60. Yeah, 3,600. Don't tell me it's 36,000, because then I'm not gonna believe this shit. Hold up. Oh, that's my old keyboard. My old keyboard had the calculator. All right, I'm gonna do the math really quick. Sorry, I know this is boring for the show. Okay, 60 times 600. Oh my God, it is 30. I wasn't adding the 0 from the 60. There's no fucking way in hell. Unless they just have a shit ton of Q merchandise laying around because no one's buying it. So they were like, I got an idea, Bobby. What's that, Billy Joe? Let's take all of the unsold shit, stuff it into some cheap stockings, and go hand it out to people while we try to propagate them to our conspiracy theory. That's what I was thinking, not to mention the time that could have been spent enjoying their time as a family when someone traveled to be there, and or what they could have used helping people who need it. There you go, right? Now, let's say they did buy Q merchandise. Wouldn't it have been better spent? Because there's a lot of families that need presents. There's a lot of charities that help them. A lot of families. Like, here's my deal. I get it. You believe in this, right? Okay, and I'm serious. I get it. People believe. It's starting to get obsessive, though, if instead of on Christmas helping the needy, you decide to try to get more people to watch videos on YouTube about the conspiracy that you believe in. You get where I'm going here? I'll shut up now. True, Koga. True, man. Now, some of you like Jack Black like I do. I think he's a funny comedian. I love the guy's shows and I love his music. But some of you don't like him. Well, he had an announcement. Let's take a listen.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Jack Black. This is my new YouTube channel, Jablinski. It's going to be bigger than Ninja. It's going to be bigger than PewDiePie. So what's Jablin, Jables? It's PewDiePie! Hey, what's up? It's me.
I hope to God that was not, oh my God, watch Jack Black on Yo Gabba Gabba. Burn your eyes out, OMG. I'll watch it after this, Brooke. I'm not kidding. I like Jack Black. He's funny as hell. So I don't know what Jack's doing, but I know that this is a Reddit post, so I know there'll be people responding, and I'm interested, and I wanted to do it on my show. Gonna be hard to beat PewDiePie with only weekly posts. Jack's gonna beat him with original content. Okay. No one's gonna elaborate, I don't think. Oh, there's a link to the YouTube channel. Oh, shit. Jablinski Games. That's Jack. Is this really Jack? That's really Jack? How did you already get 100,000? How do you already get that much? Well, I'm subscribing. If you guys want to help me out, Jablinski Games, which is Jack Black's crazy new project, is only a few people away from hitting 100,000 subscribers. Let's help Jack out. And if you do help him out, make sure you leave a message with hashtag UNIRock. Got me? Okay. Now, this is the story of the day. This is the story of the day. It's crazy. Some of you have seen this because I know like Dodger or Roosevelt, and I know 90 Kid. There's a lot of people who I saw in my sub feed talking about this already. I know Jassy Joe did. I haven't seen Jassy in a while. If Jassy pops in the chat, somebody let me know. I want to say hi to her, but I haven't seen her in so long. This is insane, not because Kevin Spacey is facing felony charges for assault, because we knew that anyway, right? Kind of. We knew he was being looked at. Well, basically, we just found out that they are charging him with felonies, and it was announced. This is the crazy part. So if you go to Kevin Spacey's YouTube channel, this is insane. He just did a video that's entitled, "Let Me Be Frank." Now, I'm telling you right now, this is going to creep you the fluff out. And I'm sorry to creep you out on Christmas. This is Christmas Eve. I thought about not doing this tonight, but it's just too crazy. Take a listen.
I know what you want. Oh, sure, they may have tried to separate us, but what we have is too strong, it's too powerful. I mean, after all, we shared everything, you and I. I told you my deepest, darkest secrets. I showed you exactly what people are capable of. I shocked.
He says, I showed you my deepest, darkest secrets. I showed you exactly what people are capable of, but that's not all. Keep listening.
You with my honesty, but mostly I challenged you and made you think. And you trusted me.
And you trusted me.
Even though you knew you shouldn't.
Even though you knew you shouldn't. Kevin Spacey recorded this, uploaded it, right after it went live. It was announced that he was charged with the felonies. A Massachusetts district court has issued a criminal complaint against actor Kevin Spacey for allegedly doing bad things to an 18-year-old. He is arraigned on January 7th, according to a statement released Monday by Nantucket District Attorney Michael O'Keefe. Clerk Magistrate Brian Kearney issued the complaint for, quote, indecent assault and battery. I'm not going to go into it more, but I will talk about how creepy that I think this is. There's a layer to this. For one, we've already heard about the Kevin Spacey thing. It's not that we heard it from weirdos on the internet trying to tell you shit about Hollywood, like the Seth Green stuff or Tom Hanks or anything like that. In fact, a lot of people think that now a lot of people are naming people that aren't doing things to try to take focus away from people that are doing things, if you get my drift. But that's just another conversation for another day, not on Christmas Eve. The reason this is creepy is because it just happened, and I went and saw all these people posting about it. I watched it on Joe Rogan, And it was posted an hour before I saw it, 1 hour ago, and I clicked it, and I hear Joe, and I hear his guy behind him like, yeah, he describes the entire thing. Now, normally I would play a clip under fair use, but everything that Joe Rogan says is immediately copyrighted, and I don't want to take a chance. Or no one will go that far. Nobody crazy enough to play Joe Rogan stuff on their live show. But of course, this will kind of breach in to the questionnaire part of my show, because people emailed me after they saw the show from yesterday, as I said earlier, or 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago, because I didn't stream yesterday. We were too busy. I'm sorry. Maybe I did. Was it? Yeah. I'm losing track. I've been too busy, people. I need to get some rest. Anyway, I'm going to add more to that story with Kevin Spacey, but I'm going to do it after we get done, because it kind of molds into the Pizzagate discussion. And people were asking me questions about how I felt about it. More detailed questions to continue the show from a few days ago. So I'm going to elaborate later on, but I want to get through this. So let's keep pumping. Okay. Next up. Now, this is just a spooky post. And you know from my main channel that the whole time I've been on YouTube, the main thing that I do is try to find strange things, try to find crazy coincidences and strange stories that are happening all over the world. Basically, that's my whole shtick. If you are a person who wants to hear about the strangest stuff that goes on, I kind of build my main YouTube channel towards that, right? So, we've talked about Missing 411. I just did a big show on it like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. Well, this person posted, where did they post this? Under Missing 411 on Reddit. They posted the answer to Missing 411, and I wanted to read you what they said because I thought it was interesting. The Chris Chan saga. I've talked about it live. I want to do an entire documentary on it to kind of test my documentary skills, but everybody knows how complicated that is, you know? But I am well versed in the Chris Chan saga. I've studied it. I've got a lot of clips and stuff that I'm trying to prepare for like a mini doc on it. It'll be on my main channel in 2019, but I cannot promise you when, because that would be a massive undertaking, but I'm ready for it. I am. I'm ready for it after I do some more, you know, practice work on my main channel, because I just started posting. I took like a 2-month break from my main channel, so. Okay, moving into this. This is off of Missing 411 on Reddit. They say, for several hundred years, native people have known about a big hairy creature, almost human, a hunter that is stealthy, that can hypnotize their victims, and have been taking their kids and women. Some found delirious walking in the woods, saying they have been taken by this creature. And now you wonder what's taking kids in the woods, and with less woods around, why not go into the city? Now, of course, if you recall a live show that I did, like I mentioned a few seconds ago, the live show from a few weeks ago, it was about Native American women that have been going missing in really high numbers for a while now. And when I read this, I thought to myself, that's really strange. So I did a little digging, just a little more, and it turns out that there are a lot of myths. Just like with every culture, there's a lot of myths that could relate to missing women and, you know, kind of like on Missing 411, because in reservations, very remote, very like smaller populations of people, and when you find out how many people go missing, it really does shock you. And like I've said for a while, on my main channel in 2019, we got a lot more for Missing 411 that we're going to talk about, especially the missing Native American women and the Boston's Vanishing Men Part 2. All coming to the main channel. I at least wanted to throw that in. Food for thought, something to think about. That way, if you see anything that relates to this kind of stuff, you can email it to me so that I might be able to use it in a video. But let's move on. Okay. So, I've talked about this story a few times since it happened. Russian investigators were probing a mysterious hole in the International Space Station. Now, they just did a video today about this. A Russian cosmonaut, let me zoom in and let me change the music. A Russian cosmonaut got a close-up view of the mysterious hole in the Soyuz capsule docked to the ISS. said Monday that the opening was drilled from the inside the spacecraft, and Russian law enforcement agencies are investigating what caused it. Basically, there was a hole found on the ISS and emergency repairs had to be instigated. I talked to you about that when it happened. Well, they're starting to investigate now, and they're literally telling us somebody on the ISS, knowing that if they did a wrong move, they could depressurize the whole thing and kill everybody on it. And somebody drilled a freaking hole in the damn thing. It's insane. I don't even know what to think about this, but let me read more. I don't like reading articles, but this one's worth it. So, Sergei Prokopyev said investigators were looking at samples he and crewmate Oleg collected during a December 12th spacewalk. Him and 2 other crew members returned to Earth last week after more than 6 months in orbit aboard the station. Flight controls in Houston and Moscow first noted a small drop in the station's internal air pressure on August 29th. The next day, the lab's crew traced the leak to the upper compartment in the Soyuz MS-09 spacecraft that carried 3 crew members to the complex in June. The crew plugged the hole with epoxy and gauze. Photographs clearly showed multiple scars caused by a drill bit and 1 small hole that was plugged by the crew. Take a look at that. So that's the hole? Yeah. This is normal right here. See, there's more here. But that is not. So, in a news conference, the hole started from the capsule's interior. It's up to the investigative organs to judge when the hole was made. The astronauts' quick identification and repair demonstrated the crew was ready for any development. The hole didn't pose a danger to the crewmates of NASA and Alexander Gerst of the European Space Agency during their return because the section of the capsule it appeared in was jettisoned before the fiery re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. If it wasn't, though, it could have. Russian Space Agency Roscosmos chief Dmitry Rogozin said in September the hole could have been drilled when the capsule was manufactured or in orbit. That is scary to think about. And some people have this thought that maybe there's some sabotage going on, but really, it wouldn't be the astronauts, for God's sake, you know, like, would it, right? I mean, stranger things have happened, but it's just crazy. Somebody said subscribe to Poods. As I always say, please do subscribe to Poods if you're not. Okay, so now I got to get serious for a minute. In the effort to get to the truth, which has caused an uproar on YouTube, it really has. A lot of people out there are not okay with people getting to the truth about certain conspiracy theories. And I have a theory, I've said it many times, and that's why I have a show called Red Pill to Pay the Bills. I think it's because 90+% of people on YouTube want a constant, ever unfolding story so that they can make videos forever and make money and maintain relevancy. It is scary. I'll say this. I'm not okay with propagating a story for years. I'm not. I want to get to the bottom of stuff and move on. I think we all do, right? But then again, one thing I've noticed since I've started talking about this is there's a pretty big audience that seems like they don't. There's a big audience that wants to be stuck not knowing the truth. They like the mystery. And I have to put a call out to the community. Guys, this is something that instigates censorship from big tech, you know, because look, what ends up happening on a normal conspiracy where people try to drag it out, it's not a big deal. People just shake their heads and move on. But something connected to politics and something that can really affect the way people vote is taken seriously by our government, and it will instigate more censorship. Now, when it comes to something serious, that should be the last thing that we want to do, is drag it out, continue reporting on it, continue being vague, never trying to get to the bottom of it. Now, there are some people out there who are getting to the bottom of it. And Joelbot put out a video called Frazzled-Fungus Among Us Part 4. Now, if you haven't caught this, and I haven't even looked at it on my second channel, so I ought to, you know, give it a thumbs up. This is important. This is scary. Like, I literally was a little bit shaken up after I watched it. Now, it's Christmas Eve, and I'm going to try to talk about this briefly instead of going into depth. Normally, I would do a full episode, watch this entire video, react to it, you know, refer you guys over to it and all that, but it's Christmas Eve, and of course, I'm not going to try to do that until after Christmas, okay? But I want to at least comment on it because it was released yesterday. Now, in this video, it talks about certain YouTubers who are in a community trying to expose people that have done bad things. You know what I'm talking about, right? But they themselves are tier 3 offenders themselves. And it goes into a very complex and scary set of videos that people made in reaction to this concept. Okay, I'm trying to be as non-descriptive as I can tonight. I will do a full Red Pill to Pay the Bill episode in a few days on this, okay? To go into detail. So here's the thing. The scary part is what I just said, but even more, it is the way that people react. It literally sends chills down your spine, and I was not the only person that felt that way. I've had people literally, like, in Discord talking about it and hitting me up, letting me know that how freaky this really is. So I understand if you don't want to watch it today or tomorrow because of the holiday, but if you need something good to watch, I will say this. This is probably one of the most relevant and shocking videos on YouTube that's been posted in a week. Okay? I think that's all I want to say, right? Not only does this delve into people acting very strange around the topic, people choosing not to talk about it when they normally talk about things like this, it delves into certain people literally defending the man with their statements when it's supposed to be the thing. That's the whole. Now, a lot of people don't like that type of content on YouTube. People that go to YouTube to try to reveal crimes before they've gone through court, especially when they have to do with kids. Some people don't mind watching that kind of stuff, though. What I thought was the most shocking is the fact that there are literal YouTubers that do that for a living on YouTube. It's their entire channel's presence, and they refuse to talk about it. And when they finally did, long time later, it was, I mean, I can't even describe it. They were making excuses for the level 3 offender the whole time. It's shocking, but I'm not going to go into it in any more depth than that. Let's move on. Oh, David. Yeah, Daddy's Home too. I actually watched it, part of it. I started watching it and I didn't think it'd be any good. And I was like, I'm stopping until the kids get here because I want to watch it with the kids. So yeah, Daddy's Home too. If you need a family movie to watch with everybody, it's got what's that dude's name, man? William Shatner. I'm about to say William Shatner. It's got Ricky Bobby. I forget his name, dude. It's been so long. But it also has the dude from Third Rock from the Sun. It's funny, man. It's a really good Christmas movie. All right. Let's get this pumping here. Also, Extreme Games was a group of YouTubers that made videos saying they were dying. Now, you remember I brought that to you when they were doing it? Well, the weirdest thing happened with Extreme Games. They deleted the videos of them dying. Now, if you remember, they made a video saying that they were dying. They made a video saying that they had to go see a doctor in the United States. They are from Australia. They flew to the United States, saw the doctor. The doctor, being a chiropractor, cured them of cancer and kidney disease and something else. Then they flew back to their home and insulted everybody that put them down, saying, you may have been sick, but you definitely weren't dying from vertigo. It was vertigo. they got really mad at everybody, made fun of them, then pulled out the religion card and saying everybody insulting them wasn't religious or anything like that, and you were all Satanists or some shit. Well, it turns out, to update you on the end of the saga, it never happened. Well, of course it did, and all of our videos will remind everybody of it if anyone ever searches these group of YouTubers out again. But they deleted the videos trying to escape the stigma. They must have realized or talked to somebody with some sense, and they must have told them, like, that's really bad for your YouTube channel, you know, because you weren't dying. Long story short, I just wanted to keep you updated with that, and I did. So, next up here, Johnny Supertramp is posting the Lift the Veil All-Star Christmas Special sometime today or tomorrow, with special guest appearances from many of our favorite animated characters. I just want to let you know, if you don't have the bell rung on Johnny's channel and you're not waiting on this episode, you're gonna miss out on one of the best Christmas specials of the 2018 season. Ring the bell. All right. Damn it, Kevin Spacey, you freaking are creeping me out, dude. I swear to goodness. Now, so I just want to say a couple things, and then I'm going to knock out another part of this live stream so that we can get done, and then I'll go to the live chat, do all that good stuff. Most of you guys know who Joe from the Carolinas is. So before I uploaded this video, I uploaded a live stream highlight. It being Christmas Eve and it being Christmas tomorrow, I don't think a lot of people are going to be watching a lot of YouTube till later on. And I have another clip to upload tomorrow because I want to get more exposure for Joe. Joe was basically, let me just say it as it sits. You guys know who Joe from the Carolinas is. He's been on my show. He's been on the show several times. I've been on his show. I think, yeah, he went live and I went and talked to him and CW and a few people. He's just a good freaking creator. And he's a really good guy. He works with cancer patients, if you didn't know. That's his job, and at a hospital. And when I found Joe's channel, he talks about UFO topics in a serious way. And he calls out some people that make a mockery of the subject of UFO sightings and trying to discuss it. Well, he ended up calling out Jordan Sather, Corey Good, and David Wilcock, as amongst several others. One of the best videos he did was when he literally reached out to another whistleblower, Jason Rice, and interviewed him. That was Joe, right? I'm not saying that wrong, am I? I hope I'm not. And he interviewed Teresa Yaneros also, which was a great interview. Anyway, Joe has been logical. He's been nice. He didn't even attack those people. I mean, he was a little bit harsh in his criticism of one of them saying they had a cure for cancer and trying to convince the world that they should use their cure for cancer in Mexico. So he was a little bit harsh with them for that. But we all were, because he deserved it, right? I mean, if you are going to go to YouTube and make bold claims, you have to be ready for people to fact check you and then to bring criticism to the table, right? I think that's where this all sits. A lot of people think you should hate Joe, you should hate CW. I don't know why. They're criticizing people. They're not doing it with lies or with any, you know, invented stuff. They're not taking it too far. And even more than that, they aren't making any claims. They prove everything they say. Now, one tactic that the other side uses is that Joe is attacking them by criticizing them. And first, you'd have to prove that his criticisms aren't valid and that he's lying about you before you could say that. It was never proved because he's not doing it. Even more than that, in order to combat the amount of exposure that was brought to the lies being told by the people he criticized, they called his work and demanded that he be fired. So as it sits now, I've received email after email after email of people saying that Jordan Sather and Corey Good both called and demanded the HR department, several times called them, demanding that Joe be fired. Now, one reason why I do believe it's them is because, one, Joe has not lied about anything, and he is saying that that's true along with his work. And two, to go even a step further with this, You got to remember, if you're going to call a hospital or a police office and tell them that someone's harassing someone online, they're going to tell you they can't do anything unless the person being harassed calls in, right? That's just a basic thing that everybody knows. So I do think that Jordan Sather did call in, and Corey Good. And another thing is, many people have been tweeting about this. I mean, many people have. And I haven't seen, now I'm not saying they haven't done it, but I haven't seen any of the two deny that they've done this. If that's true, please tell me, okay? Please tell me in the comments right now if Sather or Good denied calling Joe from the Carolinas job, because I didn't see it. And I looked. So what I want to say is, I hope that as a community, we are all smart enough to be able to see through the bullshit, right? Look, I don't mind if someone talks about UFOs. I don't mind if somebody tries to talk about sightings, or if they think that there are galactic federations. I don't mind if they talk about it. What I mind is when those people try to convince other people that it's true, and then try to convince those people that anyone else that doesn't agree is lying to them and part of the government shill operation. That's my issue. Many people want to act like I have an issue with people believing in these certain conspiracy theories, propagating them. No, I think that when you do that, you should expect people to criticize, but you know, and to disagree, just like everyone would in any conversation. Then again, though, I have no problem with someone describing what people are saying. The issue is only for the people that are making the claims. You got me? You can go back and look at my channel. That's the type of people that get called out on Red Pill to Pay the Bills or on any of our shows. People that make giant claims. People that try to ask for money for making giant claims. People that try to tell their audience that other people are wrong, are shills, or are liars, or are government operatives because they disagree with giant claims that literally have zero evidence and are insane to believe to begin with. And a lot of those claims, if they are real, should have evidence. You get me? What I'm trying to say, it's up to the community. It's up to you. It's up to everyone out there to start demanding that people put up or shut up if they make a claim, and letting people chill and supporting them if they're criticizing and doing it the right way. Joe needs your support right now, okay? He really does. For one, because of the legal process now, Joe cannot respond. Imagine this. And I think that's why they did it, really. Imagine, if you do threaten, if let's say I had a really important job right now, and let's say I start criticizing someone, they start threatening my job. In order for me to file charges and get an investigation going, well, part of that is going to be me being told not to respond further. Now, a lot of people trust Joe. Because he's a good guy. Because of what he does for a living. College education. You know, he's been interviewed over this. He's a upstanding member of his community. And for him to step up and say, hey, you know, you got to stop lying to people. You got to show evidence, and you got to stop being so hard on people for not believing you. Those are just that's just the right thing. It's just what should happen. I am asking you to support Joe in any way possible. I really don't know yet. I think we'll know in the future. You got to remember, the FBI has been notified. They did respond by saying that they are looking into this. They're taking it very seriously now that people are calling for people who have, you know, went to college for really long periods of time and then gotten good jobs that really do help sick people. Now they're being bullied around about their jobs just because they have an opposing viewpoint, and now it's being taken seriously. Let's hope that something happens from this. Let's hope that, you know, what we want is not for the other side to shut up. We just want them to be able to put out evidence, to take criticism, to respond to criticism. When you dodge what do you do when you try to call and get Joe's fired from his job? You're dodging criticism, right? You're trying to throw it off. You're trying to get Joe to shut up. You're trying to threaten him. You're trying to bully him. You're saying, look, man, you keep it up and we're going to try to get you fired. You better not keep it up. You better stop talking about us. And I do think that shows, one, how untrue the claims are to me. like, it adds to the stack of, like, why would Joe even affect you? Like, he must affect you really bad for you to do that. And why would he? You know, I'm not going to go too much further, but reach out to Joe, see what you can do to help if there is anything. And Joe knows if he needs me for anything, just to hit me up, and I'm going to keep you updated on the whole situation. And let's just hope that from here on out, let's hope that 2019 is the year when YouTubers stop, you know, getting pissed off when their giant claims are met with demands of evidence. That's just natural. You know, the only reason that, let's say they were making these claims out in the middle of the street, people would want evidence, or they would want them to shut up. You know, they would demand the evidence if they're going to keep screaming about all this stuff in a community. We should be taking it the same type. We should be taking it seriously here too, is what I'm saying. I know, right, man? Okay. They do, Gloria. You're right. That is not the behavior of a researcher or somebody trying to be a whistleblower. That's the behavior of an SJW trying to dodge criticism. Why would they have to? I thought they were telling the truth. I thought they had massive evidence. I thought they were right and we were wrong. Why aren't we the ones doing that to them? Oh, we're not? Holy shit, we're just literally criticizing. You know, I think that's one thing that a lot of the audience doesn't get. A lot of their audience doesn't know that they're doing this stuff because they don't watch us, and no one else is willing to talk about this. You know, like, they have a lot of other YouTubers that help them spread their lies, and they gain subs from it, you know? They have a lot of other YouTubers that want people to continue believing Jordan, to continue believing Corey, because they also spread those types of things. And so those types of YouTubers should be the ones stepping up and demanding that, you know, they, for one, should be reporting on this. You know, the ones that talk about Sather and Corey, this should be something that's reported on, because God, would it not be reported on if it was me doing it or Joe doing it? It would be reported on by 20 freaking YouTube channels, all with over 100,000 subscribers. It's nuts that literally that's how crazy and warped out YouTube is. But you know that normally, though, these types of big YouTubers would never acknowledge our existence or, you know, even care what we have to say. So I think that there really is a tide turning, and you can see it. I really do. I think 2019 is going to be a lot different for anyone that comes to YouTube, thinks that they're going to make a huge claim and lie to people and then put their hand out for donations. Not donations for their show or for what they do. Donations for the aliens. Donations for the guy on 8chan, you know. I think a lot of that's going to go away in 2019. I really hope so. And I'm starting to see it happen now. Now, we're going to get into the fun part of the show. And this is only going to take a few minutes. Then I'm going to be reading through the live chat while I respond to questions that were emailed to me. All right. But before we do that, I'm going to do my very popular show that goes viral like every 3 months for like a day. I have no clue why. It's the weirdest video I've ever done. The weirdest series. Because one of my Stupid Criminals videos, I'll look at my analytics sometimes and I'll notice that my Stupid Criminal video shot up to all these thousands of views, and it'll do it for a few hours or a day or something, and it'll shoot back down, and it'll be months before it does it again. So freaking weird, dude. I have no clue what the hell's going on with it. It's been a long time since we've looked at stupid criminals doing stupid things, so I'm excited. Let's do it. So we're gonna start off right here. So, and we're going to knock these out really quick. This man shoplifted and made a tactical error in his escape when he ran directly into the police station in Cincinnati. Police arrested a man accused of shoplifting after they said that he ran to the police station while fleeing an officer. District 3 officer working off-duty uniform security detail at Walmart on Ferguson Road in Westwood saw 24-year-old what's-his-name stealing about $130 in a backpack. When the officer tried to stop him, he ran. The officer deployed his taser, but the guy was so, like, messed up that it didn't matter. At this point, Mr. Roberts made what can only be described as a tactical error, police wrote, and ran directly into the back of the Cincinnati Police Department District 3 station, which is just south of Walmart. Police say that for Christmas, he was greeted by numerous officers as they arrested him. Next up. Thieves were caught hours after stealing GPS tracking devices from a tech company. How did they get caught? Busy, how did they get caught? I don't know either. Let's read the article. It's an only Silicon Valley kind of story, as police say that a high-tech thieves were caught stealing thousands of dollars in GPS tracking devices from a Santa Clara tech company. The devices kind of look like cell phone chargers. They probably thought they were like some kind of street value. Sub-Romanian is talking about 100 or so GPS devices that were stolen from the company's Dela Cruz Avenue lab. And of course, you can bet, how'd they find the thieves? Well, the company just turned on a couple of the devices and tracked them right to their house, walked in and arrested them and got their GPS devices back. So, good job, criminals. Okay. Woman charged in an ill-timed theft at a store, at a Target store, literally filled with police officers. This is all brand new news. 2 women were allegedly stealing $2,000 worth of electrics from a Target in Michigan. On the same day, the store was packed with police for a shop with a cop event. I couldn't believe it, Bloomfield Township Police Sergeant Dan Brown said. About 15 officers were at the Target Wednesday, helping 22 disadvantaged children pick out Christmas presents. Deanna Wilson, 40 of Burton, and Dana Johnson, 18 of Flint, were also there. The security officers watched on cameras as the women loaded carts with Apple Watches, iPads, and Nintendo Switches. At about 7:30, they walked past the register without paying, and thanks to all those officers being there, they didn't make it too far. Okay, so next up on Stupid Criminals, a man goes into a salon to get his nails did, and then allegedly comes right back in to rob
a nail
the
salon bandit behind bars after workers at Sky Nail and Spa say he demanded money and threatened to, quote, wipe them out.
And it happened after he had his nails done. Andrew Colgrove talked to the people who were confronted. He has the story for us tonight.
Customers who go to this nail salon along 8th Street in Huntington say the people who work here are extremely professional and friendly.
These people are very nice people. I've talked to them probably every other day. They have really good hearts and they mean well.
That's why it was so shocking to hear the frightening lengths a disgruntled customer went to.
It's pretty sad that someone would come in and threaten them and say some mean things to them.
The employees here did not want to talk on camera,
but the guy, the cops were quoted saying, it's a really dumb joke. Busy, quit writing these dumb jokes for me to say. Will you stop with it? Come on now. I didn't know that selling drugs was illegal, a man said to the judge. I swear to God, dude. I swear we are in a freaking alternate reality. This shit didn't happen that much back in the day. A 32-year-old man who admits to selling drugs says he didn't know the drugs contain drugs and therefore shouldn't be found guilty of possession of the drug for the purpose of trafficking. He was picked up as part of an Operation Bombard in the summer of 15. He was under surveillance as police looked in the activities of Vikings Motorcycle Club. During that time, he was off work being treated for an accident, a car accident, and a fall. He was prescribed Percocet. Unable to survive on a worker's compensation, he quickly discovered he could sell them. And when they finally dragged him in front of the judge, he said, I thought they were Tylenol. Okay. So, if you deliver pizzas or anyone in your family deliver pizzas, they should be careful this holiday season because it's cold outside and people are stealing people's pizza cars to get out of the cold. 38-year-old Middleton man said he was so cold that he stole a vehicle that belonged to a man delivering pizzas. Now, this one's a little worse. A registered offender was arrested when he showed up dressed as Santa. Santa Claus was arrested in Florida Park on Tuesday. Well, it wasn't Santa. It was an offender named Bruce Kendall. He'd been convicted of a lot of bad stuff and wasn't supposed to show up for the kids wearing that suit, but he did anyway. So, smash and grab thieves hit a marijuana shop, but only get away with oregano.
Because
I have no clue how this is possible. Let's hear it.
Gavin Newsom has no business swearing an oath, has no business being our governor. He's already broken his oath. And
they're pushing propaganda. Let me find the original video really quick. Here it is.
Pot shop in Colorado smashed a stolen van into a pot shop in Colorado Springs are likely a little bit disappointed. Police say teens hopped out of the van after smashing into the Native Root store and grabbed jars. Turns out the jars on display are not pot.
All of our product was locked away.
They still smoked it, though. And one was quoted, "I swear I had a contact buzz."
Some apparel was accessible, but even those items in the display case are all display. They are unmedicated product.
Damn. The kids were so upset. They had Call of Duty ready on their Xboxes when they got home. They had Doritos. I mean, these kids, that's a bad Christmas for these kids, man. Somebody should have hooked them up. Wedding photographer arrested after sleeping with a guest, peeing on a tree, and then threatening the cops. The Texas wedding photographer services was far from a picture perfect. Katie Meta was hired to capture a couple's big day on Saturday, but instead managed to capture the attention of police, who arrested her for public intox after she bedded a guest, peed on a tree, and threatened the police. So if you live in Texas and you're getting married, make sure you're not calling her photography service, I suppose, is the, moral of the story. Okay, so the first video that I played when I started this show was this video. Now watch carefully. This is a man coming in to rob a store. He pulls out a gun. Here he goes. Now here we are. Here. Watch it. And he's got butterfingers because he dropped the gun. It falls behind and the clerk snatches it. He wants to grab the gun, but he's too lazy to actually jump over. And she's like, "Okay, Busta." Did she shoot him? Looked like he almost got shot in the ass. I thought it was nice, that video, or that story was nice because we actually have a video of a stupid criminal there. Woman steals a package from a porch and learns that it's filled with super worms. I do not even know what the hell this is, and I don't like this story. But it fits the bill. A woman accused of stealing a package from a what? A Popka porch opened a can of worms, literally. Video recorded by a doorbell cam appears to show the woman using some type of material to grab the package, which was filled with super worms, the worm-like larvae of darkling beetles. The video appears to show the accused thief being driven away in a van. Police say that she dumped the box in a trash can when she opened it. Quote, "You can tell in the video she came up with the blue bag or tarp and tossed it right over the box." A video started playing. So she didn't even look. She was just looking for packages. If you didn't know, Christmas is known for having an issue because a lot of people order from Amazon and other services. And if they bring those packages to your door, they leave them outside. That's one big issue that I always have ordering offline. Some people don't mind because they live in the country or they have like someone who's home to get the package. But a lot of people don't. And it's a very popular thing for people to steal packages off porches so that they don't have to go Christmas shopping, I suppose. Fuck if I know, but it's just stupid. Oh my God, this one's too stupid, man. This is the dumbest stupid criminal of the season. So a man stole a car from the jail parking lot just moments after being released from jail. This is how bad criminals are getting right now. Topeka police arrested a man for stealing a car in Shawnee County jail parking lot right after being released from the same jail. Like, he's like, see you, bye officers, see ya. He just jumps into a car in the parking lot, hot wires that sucker, and drives off. A citizen noticed that their vehicle was missing around 4. Security footage literally showed the man stealing the car. He was released from jail that morning. Officers were then called to report a car break-in. The owner of the vehicle and neighbors stopped the suspect and kept him there until the police arrived. They found out the suspect was the same man. The original stolen vehicle was located by officers. Jones was arrested under suspicion of theft of a motor vehicle and criminal damages. You can't make this shit up, dude. Now, what the hell's this? Oh, yeah, this one's not as bad as the others, but it's just stupid. Wait a minute. How'd that get in here? Okay, this one's from September. So this is about 2 or 3 months old. I'll just read it really quick. A man cracks open a can of Hurricane malt liquor in the back seat of a police car after he got arrested. Okay. So that is the stupid criminals that I wanted to update you with, just because I haven't had a chance to do any stupid criminal show. If you didn't know, like every couple weeks I have a show. I have a playlist for it. It's called Stupid Criminals or some shit like that. I have to look it up. But it's typically a show that I usually do every couple weeks because man, there are just too many of these stories. I could probably do the show every 5 days if I wanted. One of my favorite shows to do. Now, normally it's a little different. Like, I usually play different music. It has a different format. But since it's Christmas Eve and I wanted to get it done by the end of the year, I thought it'd be fun to do. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do tonight is go to the live chat and talk to you guys for a second while answering a few questions that were sent in to me through my email. If you like my show, there is a join button next to the subscribe button. Every little thing like that makes it possible for us to do the show. If you like the show, consider it. Also, we have a PayPal link, and that really does help. But I know it's the holidays. I'm just mentioning it because I have to if I want to continue my show. We also have a Patreon page, but remember, I know some of you guys have left Patreon ever since because you've reached out to me and told me. And now that SubscribeStar's down, you know, the only other option we have right now is PayPal or joining the channel. So I hope you decide to. I'm going to try to find another way for donations in 2019. I'm going to get it all set up and rolling, so don't worry. We'll figure it out. Make sure you email me if you want to help support the show in any way. We really do need your help. We really need people to like the videos, share the videos, subscribe to the channel, share, you know, to Reddit and other places. Whatever works for you. Every little thing you do helps us out, helps the show grow, and we appreciate all of you. Roosevelt, Merry Christmas, Uni and UNIRocktv. Thanks, Roosevelt. You guys too, man. You guys too. We have had such a good year. We've done some amazing freaking things this year, haven't we, guys? My goodness. My goodness, have we done some amazing things. I know it, he hate me, I know. But you know what? They've got a monopoly right now. They got a monopoly. Super chat really is starting to look better and better. And that was the thing we were trying to avoid, you know? It just sucks, you know? I feel that... I know, we're all put in this pinch right now. I'm trying to leave Patreon myself. There is no option. It's not that there isn't another viable option for me to go to where I could just go to a different company and do it. There literally isn't. Either it's just a PayPal link, but then again, on a PayPal link, there's no option for it to be monthly. And if you guys don't know, that's really how you fund a show. If you give an option for a monthly donation, people really like doing that. They don't have to do it every month. They don't forget. And that's how all of us here on YouTube get by right now with ad revenue going down 75% since the adpocalypse. Really, it's gone down more because the 75% is the amount of money we make for ads. And now that literally half of our videos are demonetized, half our videos don't make money. So I'm not bitching though. We're making it. We're getting by. And because of you guys, because of our audience, and I love you guys for it. So let's get moving. Let's go to the live chat and let's also hit the questions that were sent to me because it's Christmas Eve and I'm about to go eat me some roast beef. Roast beef, baby. Okay. Now, before I get into anything else, I want to say what I try to say every show, every live show. There are great content creators out there, and if you're looking for channels to subscribe to, Let me give you a list of really good content creators. You can find it on the sidebar of my channel. I need to add Divine Frequency to the sidebar. Somebody remind me to do that really soon. But we've got people like Roosevelt, Glow, Dodger, who do great content and also help us clip some of our live shows. Make sure you're subbed to them. They do smaller chunks of our live dive in case you don't have time to watch the whole show. They usually do clip the, you know, parts that they think are really good. And it really helps us, and thank you guys. Appreciate you. We also have like Kev Baker from Truth Frequency Radio. He's got his own YouTube channel. You should definitely subscribe to Kev. He interviews some of the freaking best guests and has some of the greatest shows out there that remind me of just like great YouTube content that, you know, a lot of creators don't make now because YouTube is just gone the way of the birds with the type of content that we all do. But Kev is on Truth Frequency Radio, so he has another platform, and that's why his channel's unique, and you should subscribe. Divine Frequency, Joe from the Carolinas, CW Chanter. These guys all do videos to keep you updated on topics. All of the people that I've named are not only open to the strange, open to the spiritual, open to weird things happening and thinking about them and not really discounting anything, but they're also people that try to be skeptical and follow facts and try to, you know, bring in their content. The one thing that all of them have in common is that they're honest with you. They're not the type of creator who would take like a brand deal without checking it first. They're not the type of creator that would push something on you that they know is fake just because they know it'll get views. They're the type of people that are gonna bring you real content regardless of the algorithm and trending page and really get you what they think is great content, and that's why I watch these guys. There are a few different types of creators now in this community, which, you know, the community that we're in is starting to become its own community now, and thank God for it. You know, we've all broken away from the norm that's there, and we've started a new community, and it's a community of people that want to not lie, not mislead, and not propagate, and not bullshit people, but we also want to bring the strange, the crazy, and just the awesome things that happen out there to you in our shows every day. So we are building a new community. It's happening. It's literally happening right now. And all of the channels in this community are growing. And soon, I truly think, give us a year and we're going to have, we won't, you know, this other community that's out there that sits there and misleads people, that won't sit and talk normally to other people, that aren't open to new evidence that proves some of the things they're pushing is wrong, that aren't open to, you know, logical thinking on the stuff that they're already showing. You know, those people are just going to get left in the dirt, and this new community is going to pop up and be open to anyone who fits that bill of being, you know, interested in not putting out some political motive into the videos that they do. That's one of the main things. You can have a political opinion. It's just about not lying to people to try to get them to follow what you say. That's, in my opinion, what this new community is about. Once again, all the people on my sidebar, you know, Joe from the Carolinas and Kev and Teresa, Dr. Taryn Lupo, there's a lot of great, I know I'm leaving a lot of people out, and I'm going to try to do a show soon before the end of the year that is like, you know, the creators of 2018 who all stepped up and said, you know, we've had enough of the bullshit, and I'm going to put them all into one big video to try to get more people from our community mixed together with all the channels that talk about the similar things we do. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to keep my eye on the live chat, if you will. Well, hey, no problem. If you guys can't support monetarily, I completely understand. And, you know, if you do like the show, I always just say make sure you like the video, share the video, comment, you know, and tell people about the show, that kind of thing. It helps even more than, like, you know, donations do. It helps us grow. Donations help us continue the show, but sharing and liking and all that are what make the show grow. Okay. If you want, tag me. Yeah, real news. I wish I could, man. I wish I could. If you want me to read your comment, type the word UNIRock or UNIRocktv. I'll see it either way. And then I'll respond to your comment while I'm talking about the emails I've got lately and the communication that people have been sending me. because I've been getting a lot of just really good communication. A lot of the really just troll people out there have been dying off. They haven't been messaging anymore, so, you know, it's a good thing. Let's get to it. Revelate Records will do, man. Hey, if you guys have a YouTube channel and you are, you know, in the same general community as us, email me, you know, get in touch with me, UNIRocktv@gmail.com. Come on my show, talk to me, you know. I am looking for some other channels. I've got a few people that already want to come on for 2019 in January and February. I've got people scheduled. We've got, I never remember names on Christmas. Lloyd Kaufman's going to be coming in 2019. We're going to see more of Rob Dew. We're going to see more of other YouTube creators. I'm going to try to get Joe in here as soon as he gets his stuff worked out. I'm going to get CW back in, Isaac Green. I'm going to get Roy over here to talk. I'm going to get Teresa Yaneros over here if she can make it. And then I've got another group of creators who are going to be coming in that aren't part of our community. They're people that believe a conspiracy that I don't, or have a different view of something that I believe. And I'm going to try to get me, them, and a couple people or another person with a channel, of course, to come hang while we discuss Q with a believer, with a non-believer, and with another couple people chilling. We're going to talk Pizza G with a non-believer, a believer, and some other people. We're going to talk Flat Earth. These are all different shows. It's going to be like, I don't know what to call it, but something along the lines of a believer and a non-believer discuss Flat Earth, Q, Pizza G, and then just any other plethora of conspiracy theories. Some of them, like with the UFOs, I'm going to get someone that doesn't, because I believe in that. And we're going to discuss it. It's not going to be a debate fashion, because you've got, if you didn't know, there's a bunch of channels that do debates every day, if not every week. And one is the Non Sequitur show, Red's Rhetoric. They usually debate Flat Earth. I'm going to see if Red's Rhetoric and Non Sequitur want to talk the Pizza G stuff. Want to have me on, and then someone who believes, to have a debate, a real debate with moderators, like an actual, you know, 100%, not some funky fucking platform where the audience votes and all this crazy shit. No, we're going to have an actual debate on a real channel with someone who does believe. That's going to be like one of my main projects on UNIRock 2 coming up in January and February. And along with episodes of all the normal shows I do, Crowdsourced Criminals, the Stupid Criminals, Red Pill to Pay the Bills, and gaming content. Happy holidays from Double Standard. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Really do. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. And I do want to make sure I say this to all of you. I've said it a couple times. Happy holidays, whatever holiday it is you celebrate around now. Happy holidays. I truly, truly hope that it's one of the best ones that you've ever had. Thanks, Double, man. Appreciate you. Hope it's one of the best holidays that you've ever had. And I hope 2019 is the best year that you're gonna have, because I know it's gonna be our best year here too. And because we're starting off 2019 with 2 YouTube channels that actually have subscribers, you know. When I started 2018, how many did I have? I had like 2,000 on my main channel and like 200 over here. So no matter what happens, you know, I'm at the place that I wanted to be. I don't expect to get bigger. And I don't, and I don't care. I'm happy. I told everybody on YouTube when I started my live show that my channel, I said, if my channel ever gets to 5,000 subscribers, I'll have a heart attack. Because I never thought I'd get above 1,000 or 2, because I'm just so fucking weird, you know? I can't believe my main channel has almost 40,000 and this channel's already over 10,000. I can't fucking believe it, honestly. And let's see, what else do I want to say before we move in here? You know, 2018 was an awakening. It was an awakening of just a massive community where people who shunned conspiracy theory, instead of shunning it, they were willing to talk about it. People that believed it, instead of blindly believing it, are now willing to talk about it because people are tired of allowing big tech and allowing the normal community of individuals in the world looking at people that believe in these things as crazy people. And one way we're getting over that is by showing them the reason we believe and separating the fiction from what is possible is the first step in actually making it to where people don't look down at people for believing in any conspiracy. You got me? There's a reason we all believe in them. And there's a reason why we look at these mysteries and these strange occurrences. There is a reason. And there also is a reason why there are people out there trying to run with them to crazy places because they're just trying to get that cash. I'm not saying they're getting paid by Georgie Sorsor, but I can't say his name anymore, by the way. I noticed that my videos on my main channel that have him in the tags are now demonetized. You can't even use the man's name now. Isn't that crazy? He's like, he called him like, I don't care if my name's in there. I don't care if it's good or bad. Demonetize them. Anyway, though, I'm not saying they're being paid by somebody that way, but they're definitely making a shit ton of ad revenue by fooling people into thinking that they have these awesome discoveries all the time. And those people are going to have fucking no pocketbook. They're not going to have any money in their pocketbook after 2019. I'm going to tell you that now. Straight up. Oh, but you're not going to either, Uni. I don't have any money in my pocketbook. Yeah, so no change here, baby. Anyway, Joe did do a really good video, and I want to advertise Joe, so I got to remember to play that here in a minute. So let's go ahead and get to it really quick. Oh, there's Kev, and I say that with the utmost respect to anyone who's generally retarded. I so want to see Sather brought down. I really do. Never hated one guy as much as I hate him, says Kev. Kev, dude, and I don't like feeling that way either, but I'm right with you. I don't get it. I was talking to someone, and I was saying to him, and I was talking to another creator with a bunch of subs, and I was saying to him, like, they brought up Jordan, and I'm like, you know, I wrestle with two trains of thought with him. One is that he is just so caught up in this and really believes it. But if that was true, I truly think he would at least want to discuss the things that people say that debunk it, right? He'd want to discuss it, and he wouldn't go to HA and dodge everything, right? He would have at least stood up for his... He didn't even stand up for his own conspiracy there. I threw that whole train of thinking completely out of the book since that debate, and now I'm stuck thinking that the guy is literally... Remember that clip I had of him saying it was all just a business? YouTube's a business. Everything we talk about is a business. Hell, life is a business. And that's when I knew that the money got to his head. He was... Now, look, remember, this is another thing, people. At the beginning of 2018, I was not the only one who only had a couple thousand subscribers. So did Jordan and everyone else who blew up this year and got any bigger. Okay? And like, one thing I want people to understand is when you really work your ass off, not lying to everybody to get subs, not pushing all this shit to get subs, you really do value the number of subs that you have. I may only have, you know, 40,000 on my main channel, but it feels like 400,000 to me because of all the, you know, I made video after video after video that of well done videos, at least from the amount of effort I put into them, whether you like them or not. I put a lot of effort and time into them and made sure I wasn't lying and bullshitting people in all of them, and worked my ass off to get to where I was there. And then over here also, we've had this show going daily over here on UNIRock 2 for fucking year now. I can't even believe it. Feels like we just came over here from the main channel, and we've been here a year. We've got 1,000 videos on each channel, over 1,000 on UNIRock 2. I mean, shit, by the end of this year, we're probably going to have another 1,000 videos on this channel. That's literally nuts. I can't wrap my mind around this shit, dude. And worked our asses. I know all of the creators out there who are trying to put out content that doesn't involve pushing some crazy ass thing just to get views and clicks. All the people doing it for real, you know, they value every person that subs to them, and that you can see it in their channels, for God's sakes. I can tell when I watch Joe or Kev or someone else, you know, Teresa, other people out there. I can tell that they really value what they have, and it's not just a number, not just a damn dollar sign to them, you know. Because another thing is too, you guys know as well as I do, when you get hooked in by a conspiracy, you also are more likely to donate because you go to an emotional level. So people that are doing it the right way aren't making big paychecks off of their work, you know? So anyway, let's get into this. So let me hit this like once or twice, and then I'm going to go to the questions that were emailed in. So, I've got a couple red pill to pay the bill announcements also that are probably going to get me in a lot of fucking trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so I've had people emailing me because they saw the video from a couple days ago, and I've been running a dialogue with people because my email got to the point where I can handle checking it. I've got a new way. What I did was I figured out a way to filter I filter you guys in being able to see your emails better. And I cleaned up a lot of spam that was going to my email because I was signing up for websites and new things. And, you know, like that. So, what's that website you sign up for to get partnership deals and shit like that? And, sponsorship deals. And I was getting a lot of fucking spam. So I cleaned all the spam out. And now I've been checking my email and writing everybody back. And I've had a few conversations going. I'm not going to say who they are out of respect for them until they tell me they want me to. But I'm going to tell you what I've been talking about here real quick. Then I'm going to give you red pill to pay the bill announcements for 2019. So, one thing was, a lot of people have reached out to me to tell me the opposite of what I thought people would. I thought people would send me more Pizza G evidence and things, more propaganda from Pizza G. The opposite happened. All kinds of people wanted to talk to me and thank me and say, I can't believe they know other people are, and I'm sure they've said the same thing to those people too. But speaking about my correspondences in the last week, a lot of people have been saying that they're glad that a lot of people are standing up and finally addressing the political propaganda on YouTube. And I have people who are hardcore believers of not Pizza G, but the overarching problem of being a connected conspiracy. And they literally are also thanking me. So even believers are reaching out and saying, you know what, I've been wanting someone to stand up and debunk the shit that is obviously lies about this stuff for so long so that we can move forward with the truth. I didn't expect that at all. I expected to get a lot more trolls. I haven't heard from one freaking troll when it involves Pizza G, which is weird because when I bring up Q and other stuff like that, I usually get a bunch of emails from people wanting to argue or prove something to me or whatever. And I thank everyone who reached out, and one person may even be coming on my show in a few, maybe a month, because I'm booked up pretty good. But, you know, I'm glad people are being open-minded, and everybody seems to be wanting the same thing. What the hell that's happened there? Oh, that's that little thing. Okay. A lot of people are wanting the same thing. Yes, I want the lies also resolved, and I want, if there is anything left after that, to be looked at. I mean, I don't know how it's a bad idea. I don't know how what we are doing is a bad idea. Maybe people don't understand what we're doing, but our channel, a bunch of other channels, are all basically trying to look into these claims that are coming out and strip away the lies to show through what is provably lies and what is provably true, or what is circumstantially possible, what it is that we should be looking at and what it is we can debunk out of it. So many people, you don't believe in it. Well, if you're saying the Comet Ping Pong thing, you're goddamn right I don't believe in it. As it sits with the evidence that provided. And over, like I've been typing to people, as soon as I tell them, yeah, I do believe John Podesta should go to jail. I do think he's sick. I think he is doing some sick stuff. And I do think that's why he has an interest in like these weird things like Abramovich and the art and stuff like that. And instead of them arguing with me, people that I thought would start arguing with me are now starting to discuss things with me. And I've got several candidates of people to come talk to me in January about this live. And I think it'll be great shows. I think they'll open my mind to stuff. I think I'll open their mind to stuff. I think we'll hash through. The weirdest thing was they literally agreed with me about the Podesta picture, the efforts, the police sketches, and that they agreed with me about the document and some other things. So they want just as much as I do to be able to tell whether that document is some, you know, focused investigation, some focused part of it, or whether it really is like what people claim it is, an admittance that all these people around the world are doing that. And I was so shocked to see how many people don't believe that that there's a huge group of people online and in real life that use those code words. So basically what I'm trying to say, even though there's a lot of trolls that bounce in the chat and leave comments and talk shit, we are seeing the opposite happen again, just like we saw with Backyard Brawl, just like we saw with Q. People really want the truth. They're not just biting things like, and then you got to ask yourself, why does it seem like there are so many people that just bite in and just completely believe it then? And it's because there's a lot of bot accounts. And I don't mean like, you know, Russian robots. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people that believe, that operate several YouTube accounts and switch between them and leave comments and try to make it seem like there's a bigger mass of people that believe these things. Because most people out there, and I've been pretty, you know, happy about the fact that this is coming out, most people out there agree with all of the logic that's there. Because they don't, just like I've always said, if I bring up this stuff about the efforts and prove it to you, you don't have to believe me. You could go off the evidence that's there. And they did that. A lot of people fact-checked me and then agreed with me. Now, with the document, it's a little different because the document has so many weird, strange things about it. And I think that's what Johnny Supertramp is honing in on. Johnny uses a lot of intuition, numerology, things like that to come to conclusions. And I'm glad he does. I like seeing that perspective, even though I'm not someone that does that myself or really believes it too much. The coincidences astound me. But what's really crazy is I think why Johnny is seeing so many of these coincidences in the numbers is because of the amount of misinformation and evil that is around it. Whether or not that is possible, I don't know. I'm just saying. It's just a thought that's crossed my mind. Because there is a lot of evil behind that document. There's a lot of people that grab that document and use it to say a lot of untrue things. And I'm just really happy that many people out there have woken up about it. Now, I truly feel that as we go into 2019, we're going to see the same thing that's happening to these other crazy conspiracies will finally now happen with that crazy conspiracy. So many people will see the amount of lies, and they're going to go click on these people's YouTube channels that push it and lie to them constantly, and they're going to start, you know, realizing that those people aren't fact-checking. They're not trustable. They really will say anything if it makes something look good, just like someone else we've discussed lately. And then they're also, once they realize this, they will get to the conclusion that everybody else is at, that the reason people only say good things about these conspiracies, the reasons they never bring up the stuff that turned out to be lies and nix it out of there and get it out of the equation, is because they want money. And they know that if you're bought in and you've got a lot of things in your face, you're going to get confused and you're just going to donate and say, I'll let him handle it. I'll let her handle it because it's too confusing for me. And finally, the trend is going to shift. It's not going to be my trend. It's not going to shift to me or any one YouTuber. The trend is going to shift to where the community doesn't want YouTube to come in and censor the hell out of it. They're going to want to exist on YouTube. And the trend is now going to where people are finally realizing the reason for the censorship and saying, you know what? If we can go into these conspiracies and show with a minute of typing in Google, now I'm talking typing to find the old news reports from back then. I'm not saying to find some new website or something. I'm literally saying to fact check it, to honestly and truly be able to prove your case. You can go in and within a minute knock out 10 big facts about this conspiracy theory that's completely fake. And it's having a great effect. That's the best thing about it. There is a real measurable effect of people waking up and saying, why would I let these people lie to me for this long? And then why am I going to pay them the whole time? So a lot of the trolling's disappearing, and I'm just happy about that. Okay, what else in the email here? The Joe from the Carolinas thing has been another huge thing in my email in the last while. So many people like Joe and support Joe and are appalled at the fact that Corey Good and Jordan Sather are literally trying to get him fired with SJW tactics because they're mad that he criticized him. And I'm telling you right now, if I had a boss, they'd be trying to do it to me too. Douglas, thanks, man. Merry Christmas to you too, man. Appreciate you, dude. I need to talk to you also soon, man. So in January, we need to get you in to talk too. It was an excellent article. Excellent work. The thing about Joe, and this is what happens when you are doing what Joe's doing. And what Joe's doing is being honest, but keeping his mind open. I mean, he filed a Freedom of Information Act request to try to get to the bottom of a tweet. And I think we need to take a look at that right now.
Government agency Pizzagate docs returned? Let's get into it. Come on, let's go. Let's look for you. Because there was an alleged tweet on Twitter that was put out by the National Security Agency. And in this particular tweet, and I have it right here, it says, that's right, Pizzagate is real.
So basically, you guys recall this. This is now if you didn't know, you can really easily create a Twitter tweet to say whatever you want. If you've ever searched UNIRock Jordan Sather, I have a video where the front image of it is a fake Jordan Sather tweet that I made with a tweet generator. There are tweet generators out there. And I remember this being like tweeted around not that long ago, and no one bought it. But for some reason, even though I would say that, you know, you've got a massive community of people that are like, dude, who would buy this bullshit? You've still got YouTubers now, maybe not the community, but YouTubers are still going to use this as a piece of evidence. Thank God Joe reached out to the NSA, filed a Freedom of Information Act request. It is not real. Of course not. It wasn't hacked. They didn't hack the Twitter account of the NSA. They just went online and created a tweet and put it out. Why? Has not anyone stopped to ask themselves why? Now, I'm not going to talk about Pizza G. I'm talking just overarching. Why do we have, if you search for UFO sightings, think about this. Why? Why the clickbait? Right? Look at this. Why? Look at this. Why? 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 Well, that's actually I don't know if that might be fake too, but I recall that. No, the other one that kind of looks like that was real. That's mimicking a real actual sighting. But anyway, why so much clickbait? Why so many lies about any conspiracy you type something into? Why is YouTube filled with lies? Because the community clicks it. And some people believe it. Luckily, now, and what has let that happen is because YouTubers haven't been stepping up to counter it. Now, there's a reason why YouTubers don't step up to counter all this shit, and it's because there's no views in countering it. There's no views in debunking it. There's no views in countering this. There's no money to be made, you know, unless you're going to do a live show and take live donations. You're probably not going to get that many views debunking Secure Team 10, debunking these crazy UFO sightings, and reminding people how, if you do let people get away with this, subscribe to their channels, share their stuff, you know, they're just going to keep doing it. Luckily, though, now that we have a big community of YouTubers stepping up that are saying, look, I might have a channel that does something else, but I'm at least going to come debunk this bullshit in my spare time or in a live show or something. There's going to be it's making a big difference, I truly feel. Definitely want to get that out. Now, there are other things that have been sent to me in my email. I could just pull it up, but I really don't know if I want to take the time to do that. Kevin Spacey thing, of course, but geez, that's just sick. They're really good. I found some really good movies and really good shows that I've never seen that I'm going to do some videos on. Because I have a video series where I show you cool movies, cool series, and cool video games. It's like, are you bored? Well, here's some cool shit. I've got a lot of good stuff for that coming up also in 2019. So anyway, I unsubscribed to SGT and it's plastered in my recommendations every day, says Brian Baker. You got to remember, man, Now let me go ahead and, because that leads right into what I'm about to say. Let me roll in to updating you on a little bit of red pill to pay the bills. No, we need this one. That works. All right. Now, a lot of people know I haven't been doing as many hashtag RP2PB as usual. So if you didn't know, I have a show called Red Pill to Pay the Bills, and it centers around finding any YouTuber out there that is surface level, pushing propagandistic bullshit and already debunked information knowingly, because they know that there's a lot of people that want to see it. They want new updates. They want to be caught up in that mystery, that suspense. So they're willing to give them the LARPy information served on a silver platter of LARPy goodness with lemons and ketchup, so that they have, you know, they can take their memories of 2016 political election propaganda and hold on to it until the end of time. Those YouTubers are the people I focus on in a series called Red Pill to Pay the Bills, and I didn't know it, but I actually looked at a little bit of data. It turns out it's a very high searched for hashtag, turning into its own hashtag, which is really cool. I've got a few hashtags that have come out because of my show and playlists. It's probably the biggest one so far, but other than the Fifth Ave stuff that I did on, but that's not really me, even though I had the most views on it, I would think. But I've had some, let's say, people with good subscriber numbers sending me a big chunk of information, and I've been sitting here sorting it, reading through it. I'm not talking about one person, I'm talking about many. Let alone, I've had a lot of viewers sending me information about the people out there who are continuing this propagandistic style of material. I don't even want to go into details, because most likely some of them will know who I'm talking about and they'll just start lashing out again. But what I do want to make sure I put out is, it's not going to help. I'm not the only one. I don't keep any information that I get other than personal communication. And I do keep that to myself until the person tells me, you know, not to, or that they give me permission not to. But there is a nice big chunk of information that is not my information. I just have it now. That's all over, that people have. There's no stopping it from being revealed, regardless of what people want to try to do to curb the damage that'll be done to their pocketbooks in the next few months. And long story short, though, I can only give my opinion right now. I'm just getting a lot more evidence is filtered in, a lot more pictures, a lot more proof of payment, a lot more, you know, receipts, just the strangest things that you would ever think somebody would be sending in to me. And I've got a plethora of stuff that has led me to the opinion. My normal opinion is that 90% of the people out there that try to do anything that they call truther material, or, you know, red pilling, or what, I don't know, insert whatever fucking statement, you know, pulling you out of the matrix. 90% of those channels truly are doing it for money. You know, some people will say it's not the worst thing in the world to do that. Everybody has to make money, but when you will lie through your teeth and spread knowingly false information to make that money, I do find a problem there. So what I'm saying is, I am now not 90% of YouTubers. It's gone up a little, and I'd say I'm at 100% of, and let me go ahead and take a wild guess, let's say 30 individuals that have significantly sized channels. That's a bad sentence. 20 to 30 individuals that have good subscriber bases, at least the numbers, maybe not the views for some, but that there's evidence out there 100% that they do some shady fucking shit. So I know it's all coming out. The last month there's been a lot to come out. There's a lot more coming out now, and I haven't been putting it out. Of course, I'll keep you updated in the future and let you know once it's all out there. Like I said, you need to watch Joelbot's video for a little bit, and then there's a lot of other people putting out stuff too. Long story short though, the best thing that could ever fucking happen is happening, and it's that all of it's coming to an end. I don't know how they're going to continue, you know, once all this is out. So that's a good thing. I'm 100% on it. I'm glad I've disconnected from the people that I've disconnected from this year. That was the whole point. I'm not a judgmental person. I try to use facts to determine how I feel about someone else so that I don't, you know, unfairly judge them. And I'm very now 100% okay with all of the people who I separated from. Not naming any individuals, just telling you, anyone that I separated from this year, my oh my. Very happy that I did. And I'm 100% on it now. No, not a chance of a mistake for a single one of them. I'll say that. Anyway, a lot of you already know what I'm talking about, so I won't go any further. But this coming up in the next few months, I'm going to be doing documentaries, working on a couple with a few people that detail this and show how it was done, how they were afforded the opportunity for this from the side of YouTube and analytics and the side of like society, the numbers on YouTube and new people being filtered from Facebook, all of that I'm going to roll in after I've done all the work on my main channel that I do every day, making sure I got videos up every 1 to 3 days. I'm going to be piecing together these documentaries that you know, combine all of this together in an easy to understand way. That's been a lot of people's main criticism of me. They say, damn dude, if I sit down and watch all of your live stuff, it's 100% just overwhelming evidence that this needs to stop and that it's 100% happening. And every one of them say, but I need to have it in an easy to watch video so that I can understand it. And that's where I've been regressing from the live show, making sure I get my video editing done throughout the day. And we'll have these documentaries popping out as we go, so that anyone out there that wants to know the truth about the truther community, they'll have it literally laid right in front of them. And it won't matter if I put it out. It won't matter if I put it on a brand new channel. It won't matter if somebody else puts it out, because all it's going to be are sheer facts proving the case. And then maybe in 2019, instead of channels flocking to YouTube to propagate bullshit lies and do what some people like Mr. Sather are doing right now, and many others that I just won't name for fear of making them cry, maybe they won't flock to YouTube to do that anymore. You know, maybe they'll already know, hey, if I go to YouTube to do it, it's just going to ruin my career, right? I think that's where we'll be by the end of this year. Okay, I've wasted enough of your time. Thank you for watching, you guys. What time we got? How far over did I go? Because I wanted to play some PUBG. I don't think I have enough time to log back in and game tonight. It's Christmas Eve. I got a lot of work still to do here, and I got to eat some pot roast. I got to eat some buns, some bread, and get some butter for that bread. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm eating you tonight, Busy. I'm sick of your mouth. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed. If you can, join my channel. It really helps. I'm not just saying that. It helps so much whenever you join our channel through memberships. I know some of you don't like Patreon, but it is one way we support our show. And if you don't like Patreon, you can use PayPal to make donations, or you can email me and we'll figure something out. If you can't donate, don't worry. I always say, never support a YouTuber unless you're doing really good yourself and unless you're saving money at the end of the month. So if you've got to take care of you, you can always help out by liking, sharing, making sure you're subbed to the channels on the sidebar and my backup channels and all that good stuff. So I think I've said it all. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope you have a great Christmas tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of a Christmas Eve. I can't believe we have 140 people watching for this whole show on Christmas Eve, y'all. Thank you. So freaking awesome. I thought we'd have like 30 people watching because everybody would be busy. Thank you so much. I truly am thankful this year so much for all the channels that I've met, that I still work with, that I still talk to. I know it's redundant, but I'm going to do it one more time. I'm sorry. I know it's boring, but it has to be done. I have to do it. So make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels. Hit up Isaac Green, Kev Baker, Roosevelt, Johnny, Dodger, Glow, Joe, Doc Lupo. Make sure, oh shit, there is Divine Frequency right there underneath in my subscriptions. Let me grab Divine Frequency and put her in right here. Let me throw her in the sidebar really quick. Make sure you're subbed to Divine Frequency and just CW Chandler. Anyone out there that's willing to still talk about the strange things that happen, who's willing to still talk about conspiracies and strangeness, but who will not lie to you and who will present it in a professional and honest way. Make sure you guys are supporting those people. I hope I'm back tomorrow. I hope I'm live tomorrow. I doubt I will be. It's going to be busy, y'all. Okay, almost done here. One little last thing to do. There is a theory on YouTube that at first all right, I'm done. I got it. I got it. Merry Christmas, you guys. I love you. Thank you. I'll see you soon. I'm Audi 5000 G. But I'm never gone long. Cause I like you, I love you, I want some more of you, so I'll be back soon till I get here. Be nice in the comments. Those are people on the other side, you should always be kind. Just never be afraid, just keep breathing. Yeah, we're off the air. What do you want now, Biz? What? I can't keep doing this. What? You're telling me he promised that he would bring you all the toys you asked for, right? Busy, at the end of every single show for the last week, you've talked about how you're talking to Santa Claus on 8chan. Do you realize how much that doesn't make sense? Is he really going to bring you everything you wanted, though? What did he say? Did he say he was going to bring me anything? You did tell Santa on 8chan that I wanted something, right? Oh, you did. Okay. All right. Well, is he bringing it? I swear to God, I'm gonna freaking kill you, Busy. No, I don't want anything to do with Jordan Sather, and I'm sick of you freaking asking Santa Claus for things that have to do with him. Stop it.